Ecclesiastical Latin arose in the Church in the late 4th century AD and later became a lingua franca of the merchant traders, the educated, and the upper class of medieval Europe. It was most clearly codified under Charlemagne in the 8th century. This pronunciation continued into the Renaissance and beyond, mostly used in universities in Europe, which started around the 12th century, and later in America. Obviously, there's no exact date of the switchover, but it must have just gained popularity and then became codified in the 8th century. In a nutshell, if you learn the rules of pronunciation of modern Italian, you'll have everything you need to pronounce Ecclesiastical Latin. As I've said, we'll mostly be using the Roman pronunciation, but I wanted to include the other type of pronunciation just in case any of you are interested or prefer it, or in case you're drawn to it. And in any case, it's good to just be aware of the other pronunciation, so you can use it throughout this course. Just repeat this section about ecclesiastical pronunciation. The main things to know are: V's sound like English V's. There are soft C's and G's, ch and j. T's can sometimes be ts, as in the word pizza. GN sounds like the Spanish ñ, and the diphthongs AE and OE sound like A. Don't worry, we're about to see a bunch of examples. One of the most important differences, V's. As touched upon earlier, in classical Roman pronunciation, V's and U's are the same letter, and they sound like w and sometimes u. But in the Italian or ecclesiastical pronunciation, V's are pronounced v, as in English or Italian, v. Victoria. Video. C and G are hard, k, g, unless followed by I or E. Example: ka, caput. Chi, cicero. Chi and che, cicero. In classical, chicero. In ecclesiastical, cicero. In English, Cicero. These are all correct. Gaudium, gaudium. Ga, gaudium. G, agit. Ge, gemma. By the way, I forgot to mention, in classical pronunciation, a short I can sound like I, agit, agit, and in the Italian pronunciation, the I's are pretty much almost like an E sound. Agit, agit. Agit, I, agit, E. GN is like the Spanish ña, magnus. In classical pronunciation, it's magnus, magnus. In ecclesiastical, magnus.
Ni, nu. No, it's not that. It's ni, nu. No, ni. You're not doing it properly. Ni. Ni, that's it, you got it. Ni. Ni.
Some diphthongs that are quite different, AE, OE, are pronounced like an A, just like a letter E, just like this letter. A. Aetas. Classical, aetas. Ecclesiastical, aetas. Celum. Celum. Classical, caelum. Caelum. Ecclesiastical, celum. C is hard unless followed by an I, E, or diphthong, such as AE or OE. Caesar. Caesar. In ecclesiastical Latin, Caesar. Classical, Caesar. Ecclesiastical, Caesar. Hey! Also, a little subtlety is that sometimes S's are pronounced like Z, as in Italian. And in classical, they're always S. Caesar. 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 Coipi. Classical, coipi. Ecclesiastical, cepi. See, some words can be quite different. Maybe you like one or the other, so maybe you already know which one you're drawn to. Oedipus. Oedipus. Classical, Oedipus. Oedipus. Ecclesiastical, Oedipus. That's why in English we hear Oedipus. It comes out of the ecclesiastical pronunciation. And lastly, T is sometimes pronounced like a ts sound. Ts, like the Italian Z, like pizza. This word in ecclesiastical is pronounced grazia. Grazia. Sounds a lot like Italian. Ecclesiastical, grazia. Classical, gratia. This is called ecclesiastical Latin because it came out of the church. By the way, ecclesia means church in Latin. But it wasn't only used in the church. It's been used in America and Europe in universities, in the medical field, and in many other areas for centuries. Some people prefer it. By the way, you'll hear people call it Church Latin as well. Salve. Salve. Salvete. Salvete. Magister. Magister. Magistra. Magistra. See, in classical, it's magister, magistra. In ecclesiastical, magister, magistra. Amavi. Amavi. Cano verba magica. Cano verba magica. Cano verba potentia. Cano verba potentia. Audi sempiternum. Audite aeternum. A lot of words sound the same. Sum. Esse. Amo. So there are the two pronunciations, classical and ecclesiastical. Which one do you prefer? It's up to you to decide which one you prefer. It's surprising how different the two can actually sound. Two very distinct flavors. Both are beautiful in my opinion. It's up to you to decide which one you prefer. Classical is a little easier for beginners, and it's more popular nowadays. And to me, it sounds a little stronger or more pure, whereas the ecclesiastical sounds a little smoother and more romantic, which is nice. So just decide which one you prefer and then use that.
You must choose. But choose wisely.